Okay, hello and welcome. So, uh, concerning the light maps, I was watching this tutorial and it shows only how to do it in Maya, and I would like to show you how to do the exact same thing in Blender. Because I was working on light maps and was getting the results somewhat similar to those, and wasn't really sure if I'm doing this correctly. Oh, so yeah, let's go. After you watch through this and finish building your own wall in Maya, we can then go and jump into Blender. Okay, so first thing first, let's right click. If you're new to Blender, right, then right click on camera and then shift right click on bulb. Oh, by the way, let me just go. Oh, god damn it. Okay, bear with me. Okay, save as projects tutorial. Okay. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. And god damn it. Yes. Okay, so we are to the rocky start. Okay. 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 So, first thing first, right click on camera and then shift right click on light, and you can press either delete or press X and then choose delete. So now with our cube selected, you can either press here or you can press N key. This will open this panel. And in this panel you have dimensions, right? So to set it the same way there it was set in Maya, let's go, what was it? A, mm, it was 1 meter, right? Okay, and here it was 0.3, and it was 3 meters. Okay, and to face the object from the front, you press 1 on numpad, and then with middle mouse clicked, you can rotate your view. So, okay. And now you can either go edit mode here and or go with tab into the edit mode. And what we want to do is place our origin point to 0, 0, 0, to this corner right there on the bottom, like it was done in Maya. So we can either drag it up and then try to position it like it should be, or we can go 1 1 1 in all of those three values, and that repositions our cube to this point. It does so because we have still not applied our new scale after changing the dimensions, and it thinks that the cube is 1 meter per 1 meter and 1 meter, 1 meter cube. So that's because of that, we could set those points. And right now we can either press Ctrl A to apply, or go here and go, where is it? Here, apply. This is the same menu. So we want to apply the scale, right? Now we see that the scale changed to 1 1 1. And so if we go to edit mode, now we see our medians changed accordingly. So okay, this is the same setup that was done in Maya. Now we can close this because we don't need it anymore. And with Shift and middle mouse pressed, we can also move our view like so. So okay, and now we want to go and unwrap our object. So we want to hold to those arrows in here and drag it across. And in the second window, we can select UV Image Editor. Okay. And now, with our mouse cursor over this window, you can see on the bar that it changes color depending on which window we hover over. That means just that this window is active. Okay, with our cursor here, we press tab, we go to the object mode, to the edit mode. And now you can either press here to go to edge select, or you can press Ctrl Tab and it will give you the same menu. So we select edge, and with right click we select this edge to unwrap it the same way as in Maya, right? So we select this, 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 and this edge, and then the same on the bottom. This, this, and this edge. And now we can press Ctrl E, or alternatively, we can go here. This is the same menu. And we want to mark seam. This is just the edge on which the object will be cut. So we press A to select all, and then we press U, or we can go UV Unwrap right here, the same menu. And we press U, and we press Unwrap. Okay, so we have basically the same object as in Maya. And to do this the same way, we can go and, oh, I already changed it. Okay, so let's press again Unwrap, and here we have options of margin, and let's put it to 0.25, right? And this is somewhat what we got in Maya. So okay, this UV map is not really important because it's just unwrapped for textures. The second UV map is really important because this is what we're here for. And so we go right here to object data. And right here in UV maps, we have our first UV map. And if we press plus key, we get the second UV map, which we can rename to Lightmap. Okay, it just copied over. But the same as with Windows, depending on which UV map we have selected, we are working on that UV map. So with our light map selected, we can go like this. In this window, we press with object selected, we press Ctrl E, and we can either clear seams to remove them, and then go again and mark seams, or we could alternatively just go for mark seams, since we are going to mark every seam. And with all marked seams, we go and unwrap the object. And now it would be good to be able to see what we are selecting here on this object. So we pick this option. And now, right here on our 3D model, if we go to vertex selection, we can click and we see that this is this vertex, right? Okay, so in Maya, in the first spot, we had this face, and then we had which one? This one, right? So let's search for it. So it means that this should be first, this should be second, then third and fourth, right? So we go to face select. For the moment, we press G to grab, and we can move it to the side. Okay, we press G again. By the way, we are still selecting things with right mouse button. And we press G, we place it here. Okay, roughly somewhere here. Okay, okay, and okay. Oh, and by the way, I messed up because we are in 256 pixels and we need to create new layer and make it 32 by 32 to be exactly the same as the tutorial in Maya. And now we can go for color grid to be easier on us to differentiate between our grid. So, okay, that is okay. It will still work as expected, but just to be sure, we can unwrap this object again. With our selection, we select vertices and then confirm that it switched places. And it did. So we take selection, okay, grab this, move this here, and we mess something up. Okay, let's deselect this and go like this. Okay. So we go to face selection. And what is wrong with this shit? Come on. Seriously? Okay. What? What is going on? Okay. Now that is very interesting. Apparently I pressed something on my mouse or somewhere and now my right click instead of selecting objects. Well, what is going on? Okay, let's remove this. Let's put it up again. Okay, let's call it Lightmap again. And then let's go like this and unwrap. Okay, now do you work? Yeah, now it works. Okay, let's remove it again. Lightmap. Okay, and now let's make it 32 by 32 and color grade. Okay, and is that working for you? Okay, let's select, unwrap. Yes, now we are talking. Okay, so this face needs to go in front, this face needs to go second, third, fourth and third. Okay. Okay, let's roughly put this. Oh, by the way, you grab it and put it with the left mouse button, but it was shown. So, my bad. Okay, and now we want to position mm, our vertexes to the grid, right? So, mm, with with period on numeric pad, we can focus the selected element, and then if we grab it, you see we can move it, but snapping is like really hard, yeah, because if we open it, we have position right here shown of the vertex, and you can see that putting it on 131 is like really very precision based. So okay, what we can do is go to UVs and snap to pixels. And now if we go with grab tool, we are snapping to the grid. So we place our first vertex here and we go like in the Maya tutorial. So this was 9 pixels, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, and we do the same thing with this, with 2 pixels of buffer between them. Okay, and then we go with this. Okay, and with this. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. We're still missing 1 pixel. Okay, okay, and okay, and grab this. Okay, yep. Oh, right, because this one is not 2 pixels, but 3 pixels. So if we press C, we get circle selection. With middle mouse, we can remove points, and with left mouse, we can add points. With right mouse, we confirm the selection. And now with grab tool, we can move this. Okay. So if we press Shift and right click, we are adding points also. And now you can press grab and just put that like this. And this is the same light map that in Maya was created. So okay, we then can go and save this to tutorial. Okay, and we can call this, let's call this Blender Wall. Okay, and now we can export it as FBX, also Blender Wall FBX. Okay, and now let's jump into, god damn it, let's jump to Unreal Engine. Let's create Lightmap tut. Okay, and let's create project. And I'm doing this because I was fiddling with Unreal Engine and with light maps and couldn't really comprehend it really well. And I wasn't really sure if I was doing something correctly. So I followed the tutorial with Maya to create the same object. And then I experimented in Blender just to be sure that this is working the same way. And it really does. So this is why I'm doing this. Just to show you that with Blender you have easy way of snapping to grid, because I wasn't really sure because on tutorials there was like you need to take the light map size like 64 and divide 1 by the light map resolution by 64 and then take that value and set your grid to this value, right? But in Blender you just need to uh, input your resolution of light map and that's it, and you get the grid automatically. So okay, here we can go, let me take that window back here. Okay, better yet here. Okay, we don't need so much room. Okay, and now let's go to our folder. We have wall Maya. Okay, and what was the export options? Let us quickly check this. Okay, it was somewhere here. Okay, I mean import options. Okay.
In the FBX import options window, auto-generate collision, generate lightmap UVs, one convex hole per UCX, and import materials and textures should all be disabled.
Okay. So we go here and we have our, what was it? Auto generate collisions, generate light map UVs. We don't need this option because it will create another light map for us. But since we created one, we don't need this. One convex hull, what does it do exactly? If checked, one collision mesh will be generated instead of the composite. We really don't need to deselect this. So okay, but we don't want materials and textures imported. So okay, let's import wall from Maya. Okay. And by the way, we exported wrong thing from Blender because we didn't change our forward axis to -y. And in geometry, we can also select face smoothing just to avoid the error. And now we can export this. And now we can import our BlenderWall. So, okay, let's import it. Yes, of course, it went to the wrong place. And what do we have here? We have the same options, basically. Import. Okay, so we have our Maya wall and our Blender wall. Okay, but we will need also a basic material to test things, just the same material as there. Mhm. Yes, you can press and keep pressed 3 on keyboard and then left click and this node will show up. And we can choose our color and it was 11.8 I think it was in the tutorial. And we plug this to base color, apply, okay, save, okay, and we can close this. So we can go here and with our material we can drop it right here and save this. Okay, and with this we can do the same thing and save this. Okay, so now let's take our wall, let's rotate it to 90 degrees. Okay, let's rotate our wall in the same way. Okay, and now with Alt pressed we can duplicate our wall, but just to make this easier I will make grid snap into 100. Okay, we'll need to move our wall a bit. Okay, this is our Maya wall. Mhm. And this is our Blender wall, but we need to move it by 50 actually. Okay, yes, and now it is. So we go like this. Okay, we can also delete a few things like this. This we don't need this. Okay, and we can build our light in preview mode for now. Let's build it. Yeah, it would probably help if my PC would work decently instead of being sluggish. But I guess this is RAM consuming and I do use up like lots of my RAM, so that's probably why. Jesus, what is going on? Come on, seriously. I just want to record a tutorial. My god. Usually the lights go like really quickly, but for some reason they decided to. Uh, we don't want to go quickly. Okay, here we go. And as you can see, we have the basically the same result. Let's play this. Come on, seriously. Okay. And here we see we have basically the same result. Let's go to the back. And here we can notice our not so well made things, faces. I mean, it is because it's not well lit as this side. So there's that. Mm, but this is on preview. And there's another thing. Oh, oh, right. Probably didn't. God damn it. Well, we should have deselected the one convex hull, so it would create collision mesh, but it doesn't really matter. We can go right here and go collision, simple collision, and it should be okay. Right, it was somewhere else. Collision. Box collision. Okay, save. Yes. And here we can do the same thing. Collision. Box collision. Okay. And now we won't be able to go through the walls. So, okay. And we see our lighting isn't really perfect. So what we can do is do the same thing as there and set lighting to production. And then build everything. Okay. And this might take a while because now we're having a really better quality of shadows. And as I said before, I was experimenting with Blender and exporting stuff, working on light maps, trying to figure them out, comprehend them. And I was trying to make some modular assets and was really not getting good results because uh, even with these walls that are perfectly unwrapped, you will get the same problem. That is, if you put um, a wall, like you will make a box of it, right? Not just simply one wall, but you would go this wall, then there, and here again to create some box or even a L shape, and it would give you discoloration or not perfectly lit wall. So that was the reason I was going in looking on tutorials how to do this properly. And so after doing this, I just figured, right, light maps or evil. And that is basically the reason why in most games you see like where there is a modular wall, you see something on the connections, right? Like a pillar or something, just to mask the connecting edges. No, come on, let's do this. And yeah, we're still waiting. Okay, so a good tip for working with Blender would be to set your light map resolution not to 32 by 32, but to 64 or even 128, because Unreal Engine by default goes to 64 light map resolution. Yes. Will you build already? Please. Hey, 1%. Okay. So if you go right here in the wall, you can see here under general settings, there is light map resolution and it's of 64 pixels, right? And here in light map coordinate, you can choose from which UV channel should be light map generated. If you go UV channel 0, you see our object here. And if you go to UV channel 1, you can see our light map here. And this coordinate 1 just means that this is taken as a light map. So, okay, our walls got built in production lighting, and now you can see they look significantly better. So yeah, but one thing I noticed, if you go to lower your settings, engine scalability to low, I don't know if this will be visible or not. Yes, it is. You can see that on lower details, you get those seams visible, the connections between modules. And the same goes for the Maya wall, just to be clear. But if we would go, and I don't remember the site for the tutorial, but there was a tutorial on light maps in UDK, Unreal Development Kit, and it stated that for light map resolutions of 16, you should keep 4 pixels apart, and for resolutions of 32 and up, there is 2 pixels or enough. But let's suppose you want to create a game for lower end computers and you don't want to see this, right? Those black lines at angles. You don't want to have them so obvious. So what you can do is go to Blender and then make this 4 pixels apart, right? Okay, here we will move 1, make this closer, make this closer here. So we have 4 pixels. We will move this and move this. Okay. And then we will move this here. Okay. And this here. And so we will have our 4 pixels of space. Right. Okay. And here we will just select this and go 2 pixels down. And now we save this and export FBX, export. Okay. And we can re-import our wall. Okay. And build lighting only again. And this will probably take a long time. So what I was saying before, right here, Unreal uses Lightmap by default of 64. So you take basically 2 and then you go with the power of 2 for Lightmap resolution, right? So it's 32, 64, 128 and then higher if needed. So yeah, but 64 should be enough for most things. But you can go higher, and it is just, what was it, texture memory, right? It is just more demanding on RAM or memory. So that's it, basically. And we will see in a moment when the light builds that this will make things a little better because we are still in low engine scalability. We can go like shadows high or epic. But let's go with low. So okay. What is also helping is where was it? Oh, it was somewhere. Window world setting. Okay. In world setting, in Lightmap settings, you have what was it? Indirect light shadows, and there was a second one. Not you. Damn it. Okay. Yes, this was the one setting to improve the lighting quality, but it increases times if you lower this. And I think it was this indirect lighting quality. If you set this higher, it will also improve quality. And you can also do a number of bounces. You can increase this. And it will, of course, increase baking times of light. So yeah. Okay, it's almost done. And as you can see, if you see a wall, perfect wall, right? This probably means that light wasn't built for it. You can see that it's kinda like hovering over the ground without shadows, right? like this wall. So yeah. And yes, here we are. And okay, and so we have our wall again. And let's go into play mode. We can see the black seams there, right? Because we are on low settings. And now if we turn ourselves around, you can see that the black lines aren't there like in here. They are less visible. And that is because we just increased the spacing in here. And that's basically it. So to summarize, in here you can go and create new and then go with 64 by 64 and OK. And this will create a bigger map for you. And you can go with bigger map. OK, OK, like so. And let's go like this. Or alternatively, we could just go and grab everything in here and go scale and go to, oh no, we couldn't, and go by, I don't know, 1.5 maybe. No, we couldn't. So it doesn't really matter. So you can then, you have more space to make objects bigger and in the same as, and as it goes with it, more detailed lighting on them. And that's it, basically. That is the whole tutorial. So thank you for watching. Take care. Have fun.